Let me guess. What most of you just did was wonder, is that me? And probably frantically search around for your phone, wondering if it's work, the kids, that attractive someone that never called you back. But why? All these uncontrolled and facilitated interruptions around us are consuming so much valuable time and attention that we can use for so many other productive things. Which leads me to wonder, what if we reduced the pace? What if the world would slow down? We're living in a day and age that is so fast-paced and so obsessed with the next best thing that we end up disregarding the beauty of the present, the natural and artificial wonders around us, the value of family, friendship, and love, gratitude. These are some of the things that go unnoticed while we're swimming with the tide. We are a society that is constantly taking things for granted and constantly evolving and upgrading. Everything from our fashion trends, electronics, technology, location, even people. I know this may be a trivial example, but even our clothing styles are constantly changing. Runways boast collections from seasons in advance, and I don't see how that gives anyone time to enjoy, say, a fall 2012 collection in the actual fall of 2012. Why the urgency to go beyond what's required? The same idea goes for all our electronic gadgets. They're perpetually upgrading, and newer models get released almost every few months. Most of the time, the newer model only has one or two more functions than its older counterpart, yet our population craves for the upgrade. Take the Apple iPhones as an example. In the span of a couple of months, we've had the iPhone 4, 4S, and 5. They've all been introduced in such short intervals within one another that we get virtually no time to savor the sweetness of the one we may end up wishing we never bought. Some of us are still discovering functions of our phone that we never even knew existed. Not only are we, as humans, possessed with this idea that these material items need to be newer, better, faster, and stronger, but we've begun to apply this theory to the people around us. In the race to find happiness, people try to force, for example, relationships into their lives. There are an endless amount of books out there on how to find love or how to make someone fall in love with you in under 90 minutes, which would be impressive. But I don't see how that captures the true essence of falling in love. Have we become so accustomed to controlling the rate of change that we're willing to jeopardize true happiness for the comfort of knowing our love lives can be as fast-paced as everything else? By our own choice or otherwise, some of us are even subject to regular changes in our location or surroundings. Prospects of a better job, bigger house, easier on the wallet, our chosen migrations could be the result of almost anything. But are they always necessary? Pico Iyer, essayist and novelist, states that though we fret about the changes our progress wreaks in the air, forests, and streets, we hardly worry about the change it is working in ourselves. He captures the idea of this newfound mobile way of life when he states, "We pass through places as though revolving doors, resident aliens of the world, impermanent residents of nowhere." Imagine being considered aliens on the only planet we've ever known. Residents that alternate between our idea of somewhere and nowhere. It's a scary proposition. It can be seen that in the last 150 years, the human relationship with time has radically changed. We lived as Homo sapiens in the natural surroundings of the African savanna for millennia, but over the last few decades, there has been an exponential speeding up of everything. We're beginning to lose control. We're allowing our lives to be shaped by external factors, rather than shaping our lives to include the factors of our choice. What we need to do is take a step back and revel in the glory of what the world has to offer now and today. From a philosophical point of view, this fast society prevents assimilation of thought and reflection. Being pulled by the current of everyday life and having to juggle demanding jobs, interlocking responsibilities, and all these changes around us leave us rushing to keep up as we inevitably lose sight of the wonder around us. We become so caught up in routine that we begin to see life in shades of gray, when we ideally need to slow down, make time for ourselves, and take a break from the speed of society. Linda Buzzell, author of Ecotherapy, actually suggests that ecotherapists can help us slow down to a more natural pace of living, connect with places, plants, animals, and the cycle of human life. I believe this more natural pace of living will call for a more sympathetic population that has greater commiseration for its natural, physical, and mortal surroundings. It will call for individuals that have more gratitude and appreciation for the people and places around them. We've gone from a supercomputer that filled an entire room to supercomputers that fit in our back pocket, and allowing ourselves to fully appreciate its functions before an even slimmer, smaller, smarter one shows up will broaden our perspective and allow us to appreciate the extraordinary capabilities of the human brain. Walking with our eyes, rather than merely with our legs, may give us an opportunity to show some sympathy, to smile at one of the many faces surrounding us, because you never know the difference it can make to someone's day. A pause to mentally capture the serenity of what Mother Nature has gifted may make us realize the pressure we're putting it under. It may cause us to be more aware of the effects our unceasing actions have on our environment. In the simplest terms, slowing down will increase our awareness of everything. We facilitate all these updates and upgrades that are thrown our way, and perhaps need to pause and reflect on what's going on around us so we can act accordingly. I'm not advocating that we should ignore change. Not only is it inevitable, but it definitely has its positive effects. I'm simply stating that these changes shouldn't come so quick in succession that they overrule all else. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to encourage you to step out of the rushing rapids and into the steady stream. Get out of the fast lane. Give yourself time to breathe and refocus. Life shouldn't be like a tube of toothpaste where you keep pushing and squeezing and using unnecessarily. Have we learned nothing from the tortoise and the hare? Slow and steady may win the race, but our whole perspective changes if we stop looking at life as a race. And, in the words of the wise tortoise, slow your roll. Thank you.